By following the cycle of days and nights, the position of stars or the ebb and flow of tides, humans invented several systems to measure time, until the first clock mechanisms were developed in Europe from the 12th century. The first guardian of time, the Church, began by sounding the hours. King Charles V asserted his power by installing the first clock on the palace of the city. The activity of people still follows the rhythm of nature, daytime, nighttime, and the seasons. Appearing under the reign of King François I, the Renaissance transformed society. Léonard de Vinci becomes a symbolic genius of this period. The changes affect all sectors: furniture, painting, trade, architecture. New personal objects such as table clocks let time into houses. The first watches appear. At the court of Louis XIII, box watches are finely worked. The musketeers strut around in cabarets. Watchmaking technology advances. The second half of the century is illuminated by Versailles. The Hall of Mirrors, the Gardens of the Nôtre, the extraordinary parties, and the castle clocks, everything is in the glory of the Sun King Louis XIV. It is a time of cartels. Under the reign of Louis XIV, clocks and watches become a typical royal present. They please greatly the foreign dignitaries or distinguished guests who receive them. Colbert launches the Academy of Science, and the first observatory in the world opens its doors. Time makes its place in cities. Martineau brings in major technical improvements. Revocation of the Edict of Nantes, the exile of Protestants to England, Netherlands, Germany and Switzerland scatters the French watchmaking know-how throughout Europe. Under Louis XV, the French watchmaking industry shines all over Europe. Famous watchmakers mark the period by their exceptional inventions. Several fundamental techniques are represented in the Diderot Encyclopedia. In Ferney, Voltaire gathers watchmakers in order to compete with Geneva. First watchmaking factories in Franche-Comté. Coach watches accompany the travels of nobility. At the court, Louis XVI is passionate about the art of watchmaking, and Marie Antoinette becomes the muse of watchmakers. Abraham Louis Breguet establishes in Paris an emblematic brand which still exists today. The Revolution fires France. The revolutionaries go as far as changing the way time is calculated by adopting 10-hour days, a method which will be applied for a few years only. Napoleon creates history. The coronation, the empire, the desire for glory, the arts, the wars. In cities, life becomes organized around the hour. Beginning of the industrial era, watchmakers diversify their creations. Economic expansion sees the beginning of organization of work time and allocation of tasks. Arrival on the market of mass-produced cheap watches. Women wear collar watches as jewelry. Complicated watches are much appreciated by men. The Garnier Opéra amazes the capital. Covered passages abound. Napoleon III makes the Second Empire shine. Clocks and pendulums decorate the houses of the bourgeoisie. An increasing part of the population has a personal watch. Victor Hugo confronts the emperor. Haussmann transforms the town planning of Paris. The development of transportation means, in particular railroads, makes the adoption of the universal hour essential. At the International Geographical Congress of 1875, the Greenwich Meridian becomes a standard time and will become a reference for railroad networks around the whole world. In Paris, the renovated Orsay station welcomes the visitors of World Fair of 1900, while Lyon station is extended. In private rooms, Art Nouveau celebrates nature and the woman. After the rigor of Haussmann, architecture finds curved lines. Specific clocks are conceived for the Navy. On the battlefield of World War I, officers carry timepieces on their belts or wrists. The 20th century will be the one of wristwatches. Fashion designers help women embellish their appearance. Fashion seizes the air of time. Watches become jewelry and beauty accessories. Many different styles appear on the market. Well-known brands start to use advertising. The end of the war sees the arrival of the alarm clock. Small clocks from l'épée become the official gift of presidents of the Republic to men and women in high places. For over 100 years, sport is timed with more and more precision. Man walks on the moon. The arrival of diodes radically changes the display of time. The hour is integrated into all connected objects. Time becomes omnipresent in modern society and rhythms every moment of our days and nights.